Hey guys, Luke here from Anything Scout, and today we're going to talk about a 1978 Scout 2. Just wrapping up, shipping out in a couple days. So this truck came to us from a customer who he had purchased it pretty freshened up, and by all means it was a really nice truck, but he just wanted to get that extra little bit out of it. So he sent it to us for a drivability conversion. So we did kind of our usual recipe plus some interior. Let's take a drive and check it out. Okay, so we'll start at the interior, and I'll just try and work my way front to back so I don't forget anything. Starting at kind of the hard top, we did like a total reseal, so new windshield seals, new door seals, new bed rail seals, cowl to top seal. There might be some noise, we got the AC on, we're cruising down the road here. We actually put in an aftermarket dash, but the ones, not only are they really difficult to come across, but they're not as good as the original. So this truck actually had a really clean original dash, so we just re-dyed it and put it back in, and it looks incredible. I mean, you'll notice everything is in really good shape on the inside. We redid the dash, integrate all the gauges into the new drivability, like the GM engine package and that kind of stuff. So all the gauges read correctly and with the right ohms and sending units and all that stuff. On this one, the steering wheel got recovered with this nice leather wrap. And the rally wheel is awesome. It has such a good look and such a good feel in these trucks. Down to the shifters, stock automatic shifter, but it's all integrated into the transmission. Again, stock looking transfer case lever, but again, integrated into a newer transfer case. Has the aftermarket AC system that blows ice cold on a good hot day like this. So that's incredible. Went through the doors, rebuilt everything, new regulators, kind of cleaned and greased all the latches and that kind of stuff, new window felts. The other thing you'll notice is we got Corbeau front seats and a stock rear seat, and those are all recovered in a nice leather interior with a little pattern in the door. And recover the Tuffy center console armrest as well. Center console has like the radio spot in the front, but we actually use that for chargers and switches and that kind of stuff, because we like to keep the radio in the dash, just because it's just usable when it's there. When it's in here, it's a little too much to manage. So going with the radio, kind of again, our standard is the retro sound unit, Bluetooth capable. If you want, you can do satellite radio. I don't know if anybody actually uses that stuff anymore, but the Bluetooth capability is really nice. Obviously, 3-point seat belts, front and rear, and those are held by our 4-point roll bars that we make in-house, which is kind of that, if you plan on actually using your truck and you're going on the highway and you're going high speeds, a roll bar is pretty much a must, because these, if you look up photos of these trucks, if they flip or do something, it's pretty devastating. So roll bar, big safety upgrade along with the 3-point seat belts, front and rear. So we'll get to a place, pop out, check out the exterior, kind of go through Drivetrain and some of the stuff that's more about kind of the looks and fit and finish, and then sort of handling of the trucks. Found a nice spot to hang out here, got a little breeze, and we'll check out what we got for Drivetrain. So again, a lot of our usual recipe, the 4.8 liter V8, just pretty bulletproof setup. Made it to a 6L90 automatic transmission. That's a 6-speed automatic. Gives you a good range of gears, good mileage, good power to the ground, just kind of all around sweet setup. We have our new brass, kind of LS designed Scout specific radiator. Stock air intake, well, for our LS setup, stock air intake, went with a vacuum booster, rebuilt full brakes front to rear, rebuilt steering, new tie rod, drag link, rebuilt axles front and rear, re-geared, kind of just the whole 9 yards, making sure everything's just ready to go and at kind of that peak performance with mixing the aftermarket and the stock pieces. So we'll kind of go through some of the rest of it. Tires, these are like what they're called the Chrome Rallies. They're sitting on a 33 10.5 BFG all-terrain, so the BFG KO2s. That mixed with a 2-inch Skyjacker leaf spring kit and a 1-inch body lift kind of gives us that good tire to height ratio for just a good aesthetic look. And then also a little bit more performance off-road with the lift kit, and just a good ride with the Skyjacker. That's going to give you a little softer ride over some of the other lift kits that are out there. This guy wanted to get a little more aggressive, so we went with the Workman front and rear bumpers, as well as our, what we call our combo sliders. I don't know how much off-roading this will see, but it's going to be ready for it, so that's always a good thing. You were just commenting, this is like the, I think it's called the shadow decal, but it's like the wood grain shadow decal. And this was an aftermarket print, obviously, but pretty classic look, pretty classic setup. So we'll go around back. Underneath, continuing that, we have our 30-gallon fuel tank. And that has an in-tank pump that's going to give you more longevity from the fuel pump versus like a rail-mounted fuel pump, because being in the fuel actually helps keep it cool and so it doesn't overheat and burn itself out. So whenever you see a rail-mounted fuel pump, and when I say rail, I mean frame rail-mounted fuel pump, that's kind of just the easier way, but going with the 30-gallon tank and the in-tank pump is the better setup in our opinion. Keep going back. Workman rear carrier, we do like the half shorty swing arm. Great way to store your tire if you're trying to conserve that interior cargo space, which is always pretty precious on Scouts, especially if you have a family and you're actually planning on taking a trip. Interior space is precious. So this guy, I'm guessing, plans to take trips. He's got the tire on the outside plus the roof rack, which you can store infinite amount of stuff. We used to make our own roof racks out of tubing, but we just found that they weren't, like, as we took them on trips, it was like, there's not a good way to attach boxes and gear to it. So we worked with Front Runner, developed this roof rack. It works great. There's all sorts of aftermarket attachments you can use, bungees, cables, everything hooks right to it. Yeah, man, this gives you a good view of some of that interior some more. It's a great truck, so much fun to drive. It's incredible to get, like, just have that much more power. And you're typically getting about twice the fuel mileage of like a standard Scout. Like my Terrible, I get like 8 or 9, and you're gonna be getting around 16, depending on how you drive. It's easy to have kind of a lead foot in these because it's just fun to hear them open up and rip and roar. So thanks for checking us out so far. Hopefully we're gonna keep doing these videos. If there's anything you wanna see, stuff we forgot to mention, obviously say it in the comments. Otherwise, we'll keep jamming, keep working. Good work, man.